Good morning, fellow alumnus, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Today is truly a red-letter day for us at Annamalai Alumni Business Network. It marks a magnificent milestone in the annals of AABN's Sunday webinar outreach programs since we have hit the magic number of 175. And to mark this memorable day, we have one of the most inspiring self-made icons from the corporate world. Dear friends, please join me in welcoming the one and only Dr. Nagoor Jinnah, a distinguished agriculture graduate who has a PhD in agriculture from the erstwhile Tamil Nadu Agriculture University and an MBA from IABN. A mentor, a role model, and a thought leader, Dr. Jinnah, as he is respectfully referred to in the corporate circuit, retired as Chief General Manager from National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. He earned a certificate in training and development from the Center for Rural Development and Training, University of Wolverhampton, UK. He has a CAIB as well. Dr. Jinnah has experience in excess of 3.7 decades in NABARD, headed Karnataka, Tamil Nadu ROs, and also the Rural Infrastructure Development Funding Departments of NABARD, and has facilitated sanction of 4.8 lakh crore rupees rural infrastructure funding to governments and refinance to banks in India. He is widely traveled and has visited 23 countries and served in several states in India, interacting closely with the chief ministers and union ministers on policy matters. His consulting assignments included World Bank, IFAD, UNDP, OPS, SARC Fund, etc. Dr. Jinnah was a nominee director of Government of India on the board of Anantapur Grameen Bank, KSCB, TNSCB, NABKISAN, NAB SAM, RUDDHI, NAB FANS, the subsidiaries of NABARD, and the private sector commercial bank CSB Bank Limited. He is currently on the board of Repco Bank MFL, trustee of Dan Vagalam Trust. Post his retirement from NABARD, Dr. Jinnah served as the financial consultant, Finance Department, Government of Tamil Nadu until 2020. Dr. Jinnah was also the chairman of the High Power Committee on Revamping of State CARDB constituted by Government of Tamil Nadu. Dr. Jinnah's main areas of interest embrace all four E's for sustainable development: environment, natural resource management based sustainable farm livelihood, economy, employment and rural entrepreneurship, equity, ensuring equity through microfinance and community institutions such as SSGs, ethics, value-based, need-based rather than greed-based development. All these achievements and the laurels bestowed upon him over the past 3.7 diligent decades sits rather lightly on his self-effacing shoulders. He was quick to gauge consumer behavior and rewrite conventional corporate wisdom with guts and glory. To people like Dr. Jinnah, success is a continuing journey, not a destination. It was time to diversify and create a wider perspective of agriculture and rural development. This inventive thought resulted in a gamut of successful projects and schemes. Passionate and instinctive, this homegrown icon saw the coming of age of the country's agriculture and rural development. Expansion rolled out one after another, quick to conceptualize and quicker in getting it off the ground. This pioneer's mantra was simply nail it, then scale it. We are one of the finest visionaries for the 175th weekly webinar session of AABN today to address us. The topic for this prestigious session is Entrepreneurship, the key to human happiness, which is not only super critical for all of us, but for the whole community. I think one of the most important characteristics, the most important ingredient of entrepreneurship is happiness. There comes a moment in everyone's lives when the reality of adulthood sets in. When we are young, we think that milestones equate to maturity. Still, the wise know that is not the case. I believe that real adulthood arrives unannounced and without fanfare. Its arrival is marked not by a social milestone, but by the slow realization of what matters in life. Many entrepreneurs will face ongoing challenges, and many won't have this safety net someone else had. Still, regardless of circumstances, we must all ask ourselves, how will I respond? Things will happen to us. Some will benefit us, while others will pose setbacks. Our only option is to react, and that reaction is up to us. It will be an exciting next 1 hour of intensive learning for the participants to hear from a person none other than Dr. Jinnah, who has worked closely with government machinery over several decades. From a man of success, he transitioned to becoming a man of value when he became increasingly involved in NGOs and social activities. There is so much to Dr. Jinnah's achievements and journey. I'm not sure it can all be summarized in the limited time in this session. So without delay, I would like to open the floor to the one and only Dr. Jinnah, whose hard-hitting experiences are bound to inspire and guide us. His is the story of a dream that turned into reality only because of his passion and the grit to take the challenges. It's the story of the trump of hope and hard work, ideas and innovation. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. We are truly privileged to have you deliver the special address today. Over to you, sir. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Vanakkam. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, sir.
Distinguished alumni of the Annamalai Alumni Business Network. Well, and I must thank Mr. Gopi for a very generous introduction, which I don't know whether I deserve, but it's a great opportunity, and also all of you for the great opportunity given to me for the 175th webinar of the AABN network, which is a special occasion. On a Sunday, and a leisurely Sunday, spending so much of time with me and the rest of the group is I must thank all of you. Coming from Trichy, now I'm settled in Trichy. Coming from Trichy, I will start with a small invocation. எல்லோரும் இன்புற்றிருக்கல் அல்லாமல் யாதொன்றறியோம் பராபரமே. All should be happy. That should be your goal. This is the message of Tayumanavar, the presiding deity in Trichy. Now, friends, I had a very humble beginning from a village called Pathamadai in the banks of Tamarabarani in Tirunelveli district, where the Swami Sivananda Saraswati, the great philosopher, yogi, and also the founder of Divine Life Society, was born. I studied in the Ramaseshwara High School, Sri Paramagalyani College, PUC, pre-university class, those days, of Simpson Group. Then I did my agriculture graduation from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Madurai campus. I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, and later I joined the RBI system. I joined in RBI in 1982-83, when NABARD was formed. Dr. Manmohan Singh was RBI governor at that time. Well, friends, before I start, a few words of Tamil. When we all alumni meet, we have a lot of passion coming through. When recently we had a 40 years alumni meet at IIM Ahmedabad, our old big campus. The Jinnah Kannanukku ennadan punnagayo, the same mette, annaalai ninakkaiyile, nam vayadu maarudayya, anaivarum inaiyillaye, nam manangal malarudayya, கண்கண்ட தெய்வம் ஐயா, அண்ணாமலை யூனிவர்சிட்டி கண்கண்ட தெய்வம் ஐயா, நம்மை காலமெல்லாம் காக்கும் ஐயா, நம்மை காலமெல்லாம் காக்கும் ஐயா. With this kind of this, and let me just share some thoughts.
Super, sir.
Yeah. So,
Super, sir.
Yeah, sir, if you want in today's style, today's style of the kuttu pattu or fast song, we can say, Aluma doluma, Annamalai meluma. Aluma doluma, Annamalai meluma. Adikale, Annamalai adikale. Adikale, Annamalai adikale. Padikale, entrepreneurship padikale. Okay. So, with a few words, my today's theme of discussion is entrepreneurship, the key to happiness. What I will do, I will just, I've done it in a few parts. First thing is, what is our understanding of human happiness, and what are the various E's that contribute to it. Well, friends, I will take you back to the 1991, when I was District Development Manager in Tanjavur. I hope my audio is clear. Audio and video is clear? Yeah.
Yes, it's clear, sir.
So, Dr. Manmohan Singh, the Finance Minister, 92 April, that day, we were discussing Mr. Gopi and Mr. Sridharan also that day, we were recommending. So he landed in Mayiladurai. We were traveling to Pumbuhar for industrial meet after this making LPG budget, union budget. I asked Dr. Manmohan Singh, sir, what is the best index of development? I said, you're a great development economist. What is the best index of development? He says, Mr. Jinnah, whenever you visit a village, look at the face of the child. If there is a smile, then there is development. So smile is the indicator of development. Sometimes we asked our, meetings, large meetings where a lot of SH women gather. Punnahai Parusa, Punnahai Parusa. Whether smile is important or wealth is important. Obviously, the former one is the most important. Well, there are a few things which I think human happiness contributes to. Now, in a way, what I've seen in my own thinking after four decades of development banking, there are 4 E's which contribute to human happiness. The first E is earth itself. There is a very famous saying, the entire human civilization depends upon 2 things: 6 inches of topsoil and the fact that it rains. Today, soil, which is also called soul of infinite life, which is acronym of soul of infinite life, is severely depleted. To quote that Vadivelu, that Vaikaipu Vayalvelu, no? If you ask somebody, Mannu irka illaya? Irukku ana illai. It exists but does not exist. The soil is so soiled, most of the soil are uncultivable or the productivity is so low. This is one part. Look at water. Today, even Tamil Nadu, our own state, is facing a severe water future. I mean, severe, we can say, bleak water future. 97% of our surface water is depleted. 78% of our, our groundwater resources are either in most of the blocks, 78% of most of the blocks are either overexploited or docked. No longer borewells can be dug. Okay. Now look at the temperature, climate change. The precipitation or the rainfall, annual rainfall, which is supposed to distribute over, say, something around 110 days or 140 days, it falls on one day. Kailpatnam, 950 mm of rainfall in one day. That is the kind of precipitation. Okay. Temperature. Now Delhi is boiling, 52 degrees. So the climate change is for real. The first thing is earth. Unless we take care of earth, unless we take care of climate emergency, unless we take care of soil and water future, our existence is in peril. That is the first E I would like to, emphasize on. The second E is employment. All of you are contributing to the national wealth and employment. You know it well. Okay. So livelihood, after life, livelihood is important. So we are the youngest country. All of you know we are the youngest country. So unemployment levels are all-time high. And what I find is, having worked with the central government and state governments also, what I feel, the government is no longer in a position to offer employment. Most of this employment has to come from corporate and other sectors. Okay, that is the only way out. Because if you see the, as you know, the Fiscal Responsibility Management Bill, as per Fiscal Responsibility Management Bill of the governments, they cannot borrow, the debt servicing capacity cannot be more than 25%. At least in our EMI, it can be, EMI can be 50% of your income. But in this case, it cannot exceed more than 25%. Okay. Most of the governments have already exceeded, most of the state governments have already exceeded. Some of them are going up as high as 33, 35, Punjab, Kerala, etc. So, and believe me or not, 62% of this annual budget is spent on only on recurring expenses like salaries and pension. and 25% to 26% in Tamil Nadu is spent on debt servicing. Hardly they are left with 8 to 10% for any further development programs. So with this is kind of a this thing, government cannot invest largely in employment, excepting by PPP partnerships. Now, as far as employment is concerned, from the corporate sector also, having worked with some of the banks and other having funded some of the corporate firms, I find most of them are interested in shareholder value, not a broad stakeholder value. Many times in our boards, what I see, profit is preferred over people. People, products, processes, profit. That should be the kind of cascading. But there is a lot of emphasis on shareholder value and profit rather than people creating more employment, etc. This is another story. Okay. So coming to the third one, equity. Third E is equity. எல்லோரும் எல்லாமும் பெற வேண்டும், இங்கு இல்லாமை நில வேண்டும். Which means the rich class and the poor class will continue. That is not but all of them, all the human beings should get minimum, quality living standards or minimum quality of life. That is very, very important. How do you ensure that? There are some development models that will go into that later. Okay, that is good. Now, finally, what could be the final E? Any thoughts? Ethics.
Ethics,
yeah. Ethics. Okay, ethics. So, ethics, what I mean, I don't mean even small corruption and all that. I'm talking about greed, not greed-based, entrepreneurship rather than need-based entrepreneurship. Using our resources, usurping our resources than using your resources. Moving away from sustainable development. Okay. So this is basically the Gandhian values. Now we call it sustainable models of development, where need-based development, value-based development, use-based development rather than usurping the resources, it's a must. So these are the four E's: earth, employment, equity, and ethics. These are the four legs of four pillars or legs of HR. Right? Now, my topic today is the fifth E, that is entrepreneurship, is instrumental or key for in all these four areas. Entrepreneurship can be there for taking care of earth, taking care of employment, taking care of equity, and also contribution to ethics. Okay. Right. Now, and again, before I go into the entrepreneurship, let me also just come to the happiness is again subjective or experiential, okay, or it's more or less related to contentment. Sir, I've worked in about 15, 20 states intensively in India. What I find, in Kerala, people are rich. Large houses, everything. But the suicide tendencies are very high. There is no happiness, despite money, despite wealth. I've gone to some Koraput or Kandhamal in the very, backward regions of Orissa, where they take only pokala, the palaganji, that soaked water, overnight soaked water. Only one meal. Evening, they go out to the forest, take some tubers, cook and eat. Okay. And only God is Jagannath, Puri Jagannath, Lord Jagannath will take care. That is a belief. They're very, very contented, very happy. They have nothing to lose. That is the kind of happiness they have, contentment. Okay. So there is some kind of this also required. Now, Recently, I had done a study, need assessment study, at the request of to train the CSR executives of Karur Vysya Bank, at the request of Mr. Ramesh Babu, who is the MD of Karur Vysya Bank, my good friend, who was earlier DMD of State Bank of India. And in Tiruchuli, which is the block, is a dry block where Ramana Maharishi was born. You see that we really, after the need assessment, it was very, it was very, we were shocked by the findings. We found that many of the people there, they say they exist because of three things. The fact that there are 25 kilos of rice is given by the public distribution system, ration shops, public distribution system, number one. Nothing more. Number two, 80 to 90 days, they get wages from the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Scheme. Third, 2 of the children go to government schools and take morning breakfast and lunch. That's it. These 3 things keep them going. And many of them, there is a drinking water. God Board has taken loan from NABARD, and from Thamravani, water is coming. They've invested about 70-80 crores for the water program. Overhead water tanks, pipelines, everything has been this thing. But the water is not potable. It is fully slushy. It is reddish in color. They are not able to use it. There is, and the Jal Jeevan Mission, they got a borewell. They're like a borewell, but they are not able to use it because it's very salty. Okay. So what is missing is, and as a result, most of the families are spending 20% of day-to-day income only on protected drinking water. They are getting so-called mineral water, mineral water, which comes in water tanks. One pot, or kodam, 10 rupees, 6 to 8 kodams, depending upon the take, and 20% of the income is spent only on that. Despite that, people are suffering from kidney diseases. I've seen very small children ailing from kidney disorders. Okay. So this is a kind of a stark reality we have. So now where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I will pass at this point of time. I will share the slightly development model a little later. Maybe I will just make it little interactive at this point of time. See, this is a stark reality. Now, taking our own case, no? People are nowhere from the minimum standard of living where they're supposed to be. The government has assured. Water future, soil future, everything is slightly bleak. Where do we go from here? And what are the models which we have, we can look at? Any thoughts, or shall I go ahead?
You can go ahead, sir.
Sir, I can share a model. I can share my experience.
Yeah.
First thing is doing a needs assessment in the village. First thing is to provide enough shelter by using the local resources and the government support. Once the shelter is ensured, then we can think about providing training and livelihood, taking the advantage of the various schemes of central government and state government, simultaneously having training centers and education and health. These are the 4 areas we have to concentrate. And once slowly start moving towards it, then we go for water, sanitation, and environment, or step by step. So we can have phase by phase development could be introduced, and within a span of 5 years, definitely a change could be brought in a village with the support of the community.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, so thank you, Surajji. So I will, let me share with you some models which I've seen, which are very successful. Coming to water, what I've seen, most of you know, the water irrigation system in the institute, I mean, of the World Bank, they have rated the Pondian system of tank irrigation as the best irrigation system in the world. Restoration of ponds, restoration of Uranis, restoration of tanks and eries. As per the Pondian system, the cascade of tanks and columns, no, that is the best irrigation system in the world. So, Dan Foundation, I'm quoting an example of Dan Trust, Vailakam Trust. Recently, Axis Bank has sanctioned about 75 crores for their tank as a grant for tank irrigation system. See, what they are doing is the tank irrigation system, the entire, this is actually restored by desilting. The canals are being, renovated, etc., so that the whatever rainfall is fully in the catchment area is fully stored in the eries and columns and passes on to the fields without much difficulty. Okay. What I've seen, there is one more example. This is one thing in Tamil Nadu, you can see for yourself. Of course, XNR is also doing, but more systematically, Dan Foundation has done it in 17 states, including Tamil Nadu. One of the outstanding examples where NABARD, we have given about something around 18,000 crores, is a 48,000 crores project, which connected around 48,600 areas of Telangana, Mission Kakatiya in Telangana state, where 48,600 tanks have been. Believe it or not, what they have done, they have taken the traditional technology, traditional wisdom and technology, modern. Most of they all are connected by SCADA methodology, SCADA operated system. Okay. So with this investment of, with the linking of 48,000 areas or tanks, today the production capacity of Telangana has not seen any famine or any kind of a crop failure. The income levels has gone up by 48%. And it is increasing. So this is a very successful model which NABARD had funded. Another one is Mission Bhagirathi for drinking water. That also you can see where it is a very successful model where more than 165 liters per day is assured for each of the 2.72 lakh, 2.72 crore people in the dry districts of Telangana. I have also seen when our Modi ji was the Chief Minister, Honorable Prime Minister now, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. NABARD has funded 48,000 projects, out of which around 20,000 was funded by NABARD. Rest of it is funded by the World Bank, JICA, etc. This is for the Kutch region of the water-starved Kutch region of Gujarat. It is called Sauni, Saurashtra Unnada Nidam, Narmada Unnada Nidam project, irrigation project, Sauni project, where the entire surplus water from Narmada is pumped through high pressure, high HP, something around each.
लिंक भेजा है मना नहीं कर रहा.
Hello? Can I go ahead?
Yeah, some cross talk.
Yeah. So around 48, I mean, some of the machines are something around 4,800 HP or so. And most of the machines cannot, pumps cannot take the thrust of that. So special reinforced concrete from US companies had put it and all that. So it's all pumped up. And today you see entire Kutch region, more than about 1 crore people get drinking water. Something around 2.3 lakh hectares are getting irrigated in Kutch region. I've seen in Madhya Pradesh, same piped irrigation system, lifted and piped irrigation system, where they are using water ATMs. So there will be each chaka of 4 acres. There is a small water vending machine, okay, water vending outlet like a ATM. You put the ATM card, water recharge card, then to that extent water will. So these are some kind of a successful system which are there for water management. Coming to soil, I was told some of your alumni in Australia, etc., they are successfully practicing organic farming. So organic farming, natural farming, no tillage farming, and Vedic agriculture. When you go to Düsseldorf, Germany, they are doing much better Vedic agriculture than what we used to do. If you go to, I am also, happy that many of the IT entrepreneurs, some of the entrepreneurs are rediscovering organic agriculture in a big way. So this is another way we can go about. Third is, now coming to equity, there are 2-3 successful models which I've seen. I don't know how many of you have gone to Israel. Israel, the kibbutz. Okay, Netfin. Many of the well-known projects, lift irrigation, drip irrigation, or the water management systems are manufactured in the kibbutz of Israel. These kibbutz are community, as all know, community-based organization. The entire village or a group of villages, they form the kibbutz. So entire, there's a common kitchen, common laundry, common sharing of information, resources, and nobody goes hungry. All have minimum kind of a shelter, food, and whatever minimum requirements. Okay, that is one model. Of course, second model is community feeding of Lakshadweep, where all community, their extended parivar of Lakshadweep, what you are seeing. Okay, so these are the certain models which are available, which can be. Coming to employment, mass employment rather than that is how to give is a very tricky question. But there are many models which are available, like our SHG based Tamil Nadu Women Development Corporation to Lijjat Papad. There are many models available. Our Kalanjiam of Dan Trust, they are also doing in a very, very big way. Okay, there are different models are available, which are. I am also associated with the Tamil Nadu Startup Fund. Many as an advisor. So many of the startups are coming up in a big way. So this is the way to go forward. Okay. Now, a bit about entrepreneurship. So all of your entrepreneurs is a business network. Classically, there are 4 M's which are critical for entrepreneurship: market, margin, men and material, and money. Correct? Okay. So now, as entrepreneurs, what do you feel is the most important, kind of a concern you feel now at this point of time? Gopi sir?
Yes, sir.
Any of the 4 M's, no? What is your alumni fee? Is the market margin money, main material or money?
I will go with market, sir.
Go for market. Okay. 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 So, no. Some of them may say the money. Some of them may say it's a margin. Okay. Market is there. Enough margin is not there. Okay. Okay. Anyway, whatever it is, you know, you can't externalize the problem. As an entrepreneur, you have to do it yourself. Correct? Okay. Okay. You have to do it yourself. So anyway, I will leave it at that. Now, I think coming to the, what I feel is, as entrepreneurs, AABN network, as entrepreneurs, you can contribute for the development of human happiness in all the 4 areas: earth, economy, equity, and also ethics practices. Okay, the 4 areas. Okay. So what do we do from here? How do we take it forward? First thing is 5 C's I have in my thoughts. Maybe 5-10 minutes, I will finish 5 minutes. So first is conceptual clarity. How do we go about? What are future? What do we do? What is the status now? From where do we go? Okay. I used to say Madi, Padi, Kadi, Nidhi. Okay. So Madi, what is the concept of clarity? Then committed personnel and committed industry or committed entrepreneurs. We can do that. Committed staff, commitment from the entrepreneur side. Third is to do it as entrepreneur owners. We will not be able to do it. We need to have grassroots level competent personnel. Third C is competent personnel. Fourth is, of course, money, cash. Okay. Fifth is very, very important. That day also we are discussing community ownership. Community ownership. To take the community on the development platform, that it is for them. Okay. It is their project. It is that you have to manage. Okay. Community ownership, member ownership, that is important. And finally, collective action. Okay. Collective action. I remember at one point of time, smallpox, they said it cannot be eradicated from the face of the earth. But it made possible by the collective action of everyone. Vaccine makers, the NGOs, the health professionals, the people's organization, and the governments. Collective action. This collective action is very much required. Okay. Sir, Annamalai also means is another name for Lord Shiva. Correct? Huh? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva. So, Om Namah Shivaya was a Taraka mantra. Okay, Namah Shivaya. So I think the entrepreneurs, AABN, or for that matter, any entrepreneur who is contributing to the human happiness, I will put it this way, Namah Shivaya. Nama, Namadu Makkal, என்ற எண்ணம். சிவா அவருடைய சிறப்பான வாழ்வாதாரத்துக்குள்ள ஏற்பாடுகள். யதார்த்தமான அன்பும் அரவணைப்பு. So that should be our alumni, AABN alumni entrepreneurship goal. Friends, so let me go to the last segment of this thing. I am also part of the IIM Ahmedabad Alumni Club. So the contribution to the society, as you said, no, you want to contribute to the alumni, alma mater and also society at large. That is the IIM Alumni Association has contributed for own corpus of buildings, etc. More importantly, Entrepreneurship Development Center, they contribute in a big way. Okay. Similar things, no? Whether if the other day when we were discussing with some of the alumni, Mr. Gopi and others, Mr. Sridhar and all that, we were thinking of whether really want to, our entrepreneurship beyond our businesses. Beyond our businesses, we are wanted to, all of us are in the business of human happiness as entrepreneurs. As civil, architects, we contribute to the happiness of humankind. as electricians, we give the power and have contribute to the grid. So what kind of, how do we go about whether we want to have some delivery vehicle in terms of society or a trust? AABN would like to have that. It is a matter of discussion and deliberation for further this thing. So with a few words, I once again thank you for the opportunity, and then I close here at this point of time, and I'm open for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, so we'll keep the floor open for question and answers now. Participants, you may please put forward your questions to Dr. Jinnah.
Sir, I really enjoyed your speech, very thought-provoking. One of the rare species, I never went for a job. I've been an entrepreneur all my life.
Great.
Thanks to my father, who was an electrical engineer, and he was a general manager of a fairly big company, but he drilled into my head that entrepreneurship is the way forward, and I stuck to that. Because my experience, I just want to share. We actually conceived this AABN. Our idea was to actually help our own fraternity. Most of my classmates were much smarter than me. They were intelligent, hardworking. But to see them retire and be a shell of their self, we thought AABN will be a good platform for them to start their entrepreneurship journey. Surprisingly, that didn't happen. Most people who have been employed, I think it's a mindset, just retired, and they continue enjoying their retired life. While most entrepreneurs who already have enterprises, they are seeking to build bigger and bigger or more and more ventures. I think it's in the DNA of an entrepreneur to keep doing something new. And since I've been a serial entrepreneur, the real happiness actually comes is how many people's life you are making better through your journey. I used to employ about 50 people. Now I'm on a new venture again. So 50 families you are taking care. That is a real happiness. In that way, I feel the big industries, the big industries, they developed a lot of vendors, but they never developed entrepreneurs. It's a puzzle to me. Why? Because the rules of the land is so much against organized industries. Unless you are really big, more than 10 people with power, you have to get a factory license and those kind of rules and regulations. It's a surprise to me why their own employees who retire with their PF and gratuity and all that, why they are from grassroots level, why these industries are not developing entrepreneurship. Because today the biggest challenge for an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur I'm telling, is land and building. If a big car company is starting a 5,000 crore enterprise and they need 100 acres of land, that land will be only 10% of the project cost. But if I'm an entrepreneur starting with a machinery of say 1 crore and I have to invest 2-3 crores on land and building, it's ridiculous. It's actually, I'm doing real estate business, not industry. Why these industries who have tons of money, or even business houses, why they are not developing entrepreneurship? Why can't they do this infrastructure? In fact, the land and building can be in their name. They can only rent out to small entrepreneurs. Of course, government is doing Sitco estates and all that. Why is it there's a mindset? Do they think these guys will become competition? What is your feeling? Why I've been asking in several forums, why the industrial houses don't develop entrepreneurship? Why is it left to the government? Thank you, sir.
It's a very, 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 very valid question. Thank you. Very valid question. Yeah. So see, but maybe as you said, very rightly said, because they feel, they will, I don't know whether it is the job of the SITCO or SIPCOT to do it. That is one of the thought process. Other thought process is very side. I mean, other colleagues in the audience can join. Okay, so this is one of the thought process. But as you said, no, this is some. But there is one example I can give you where NABARD has done it in a good this thing. Mega food processing parks, mega food processing parks, and a special food processing fund. I myself is sanctioned. Okay. In Himachal Pradesh, 2-3 states, you can visit them. Some of them you can visit them. There, we fund the private entrepreneurs to set up the infrastructure for food processing industry.
So I've gone to Gujarat and visited there near Surat. I visited.
Near Surat, yeah. That was funded by us, funded by me. Okay.
My question is, why don't you bounce it to their IAM alumni, because you are part of it, and ask them. They can definitely see. As I said, they need not invest in machinery and process and product and all that. But if they can create infrastructure, I think that will be the greatest, gift you can do to entrepreneurs. As a entrepreneur myself, this is my it's really difficult because first land, which is expensive, then DTCP approvals, then building permissions, which is unproductive. Actually, it doesn't contribute anything to your productivity. It is a dead investment, but everybody has to go through. SIPCOT themselves are actually doing real estate business. They procure lands from poor agriculturists, and if you see the price of SIPCOT lands, it's 2 crore, 3 crore, 5 crore per acre. It should be the other way. They should buy at 50 lakhs and say, and give it for 10 lakhs. Then entrepreneurship will thrive. Okay, you can't expect government to do. Why not business houses, industrial houses? That land and building can be in their name. It can be their, they need not gift it also. But if they can give at a reasonable rent, typically your 2%, 3%, your housing rent returns is only 2%. If imagine an entrepreneur locking his money, for which he has to pay bank interest of 10-12%. How does an entrepreneur make money?
It will not work out.
Yeah.
But
that's what is happening today. That is what is happening.
Yeah. I'm happy that Vishwanathji, you visited that Gujarat mega food park near Surat. Okay. So how is it doing?
Again, it is for a fish meal factory. It is again owned by a Norwegian company.
Okay.
Not your poor entrepreneur. Huge food park. Okay. Again, the investment is into several hundred crores. Not real grassroots level entrepreneurship. The real, I see grassroots level entrepreneurship in the small gallas. In fact, a lot of Gujaratis, if you go to a place like Dayu, Daman and all this tax, they have built these gallas, small 10 feet by 15 feet, 10 feet by 15 feet sheds, which actually spawns thousands and thousands of industries.
Exactly.
That somehow is escaping. You go to Padi. Padi is with all TVS Group and all these people, but it is the gallas which are actually small in just adjacent to Padi. You have behind Britannia, you have these small shops, 10 feet, 15 feet, and each of them will have 5-6 people working. Real entrepreneurship is there.
Let me ask you a question. Are you in touch with our our SME secretary or industry secretaries? No.
So they will not come. Have you ever seen a secretary come to Mannurpet? Have you ever imagined an IAS officer walking through the streets of Mannurpet? Okay. They will not.
So what I'm saying is,
their DNA doesn't. For them, their car has to first come.
So, no.
Their protocol won't allow.
Because I was a financial advisor for some time. So Mr. Arun Roy, the SME secretary, Mr. Muruganandam, who is a CM secretary one, okay. One of these days we'll arrange a meeting with him. See, this is
Sure,
very,
sir.
very important. See, let us, as very rightly said, I mean, okay, there is 1 mega food park is okay, but there are some micro things, no, which works, which gives you lot of large scale employment. That's very, very, very.
That is where in a country like India,
Yeah, yeah.
because I have seen these unorganized people making lots of money.
Correct,
A
correct.
mason or a supervisor or a mestri who employs 5-6 people, in 2 days he makes 15,000 rupees,
That is a,
which is more than a software engineer can make. They
that is-
have the skill, they have the wherewithal. The only thing they lack the infrastructure.
Sir, now, sir, in our country, very rightly said, all electrical engineers of today, from even private institutions, they are unemployed,
Yes.
and we are not able to get electricians and plumbers. Okay, that is a kind of a serious. I mean, skill and a smaller this thing, that is that. But we will have a meeting point.
Sure, sir.
We will.
I am ready through
Government
AABN.
also,
In fact,
yeah.
AABN, many
AABN.
people who are.
What I will do is, from my connections and networking,
Please,
I
sir.
can. We will take Gobiji. We will also take it forward. We will arrange
Sir.
a meeting with our CM Secretary 1, Mr. Muruganandam,
Muruganandam, yes, sir.
who is most likely to be one of the top positions. He's a CM Secretary 1. Mr. Arun Roy is also my good friend. Arun Roy.
Okay, sir. Industries.
Yeah, industries. Mr. Hansraj Verma was a good friend, was retired early, last month in May. TIC chairman, very, very good friends are there. We will get in touch with them. See, as you said, novel approach. The approach which will work. It is not beyond SIPCOT or SIPCOT, SIPCO kind of this thing. No, we should think of it. So that's a very good this thing, sir. Vishnaji, thank you for your inputs. Thank you for your inputs.
So even the finance minister, the former industries minister, is part of Annamalai University alumni. So he can also.
Our number, okay. Our finance minister now. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That see, I'm talking about. See, I visited that place. No, I was studying in Virudhunagar. That
Tiruchuli.
Tiruchuli, which is a locality of, is a constituency of finance minister himself. Okay.
Yes.
So I was just jokingly telling our NGO people and KVP people, there are two kinds of development. One is commission-oriented development, another one is commission-oriented development. Wherever commission-oriented development, that is, things like buildings, roads.
Real estate.
They're very, very good, very fine, nicely done. But okay, it's all, it's all order of the day. Yeah. So.
Yeah, next question, please.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when the national agricultural budget is being designed, what is the role of NABARD?
See, basically, agriculture credit. Okay, there are 3 areas. Previously, planning commission used to be there. Now, planning commission is not there. Okay. So basically, finance ministry has a consultation process with the public and all that, with the trade unions, trade chambers like ASOCHAM or FICCI, etc. Third is with the bankers. All bankers are called. NABARD is being a Apex Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. We have a special kind of meetings. Okay. There, 3 things, NABARD, as far as the NABARD is concerned. How do we create rural employment? Okay. How do you enhance rural credit? Okay. So how do we enhance rural credit? Third area is how do we strengthen rural credit institutions or RFIs like cooperative banks, RRBs, etc. These are the 3 main areas where this is discussed. If we see any budget, all 3 areas will get covered. And the finance secretary, rural development secretary, and agriculture secretary, union secretaries, they are on the board of NABARD, and the DG of RBI, who looks after rural credit, is also on the board of NABARD.
Okay. So before preparing the budget, NABARD will be consulted, right?
Yeah, consulted.
Okay.
We have several sittings with Finance Ministry, DFS, Department of Financial Services.
Okay. Excellent. So that is inclusive of this loans given to the various schemes and loans given to the farmers. These are all part of it, entire cycle of.
Now, see, as I said earlier, no government, of course, it's all recorded, but then no government is financially solid, including union government. So what they cannot give so much of what they can give in the form of they cannot leverage, because if they leverage, they cannot leverage funds. Only RBI is the sole lender. So through NABARD, what they do, they give interest subsidy. For instance, you want to promote micro irrigation development fund, or drip irrigation, or sprinkler irrigation. They will, or a special processing fund. I will tell the example of our Gujarat Mega Food Frost in which was seen by near Surat, which was seen by our friend Vishwanathji. That NABARD has raised a resource from the market. NABARD gets it because it is Government of India, it's fully owned by Government of India. We are
Right.
AAA rated, so we are getting fund at a cheaper rate, around 7.8 or whatever. Okay. Then we give it to them at 8% or 9% with a 3% subsidy. Interest subsidy is being given by the government through budgetary process. Budgetary provision for interest subsidy. Okay. So it becomes easy for them, and there's a capital subsidy given by the state government for whatever MSME subsidy, etc. That is given by the state government. Okay, and which is shared, I think, by both by the central and the state government, some proportion, etc. That is being done. So effectively, the rate of interest is very less for them. If you go to the market banking channels, it will be 10.2 or 10 to 11%. It is available to them at 7% or 7 to 8%.
Okay.
That's the advantage.
No, why I ask this question is whether the planning or the budget is based on the need, or you allocate it and make it creating a need. How it is? That is what I just wanted. Suppose I am applying for a loan. Like me, sir, say lakhs and lakhs of people are applying. So for a particular, you said rural entrepreneurship, for example, I am applying for it. So there is a heavy demand for rural entrepreneurship. So budget allocation should be for this, or something like that. Or we have a budget for this, and then we'll look into it and allocate. So it is a reverse order. So how is it?
See, now, for instance, see, most of the banks, they go by, the shareholder I was telling you, win-win. So they want to maximize their profit. Okay. There is all this rural lending, etc. Or enterprise lending comes under the priority sector lending. MSME lending also comes under priority sector lending. Okay.
Right.
So NABARD, RBI, RPCD gives them the directions. So priority sector lending, priority center should be 25% of your total outstanding, whatever, maybe the 15% or 20% as the case may be. Okay. Normally, they take the first safest route of giving aggregate loans, which is very safe. Okay.
Right.
Like that, it goes on. Okay, that is the way. There's no budget. There's a kind of a thing. Okay. There's no budget. It is limited to the budget, limited to the priority sector kind of things. Okay. But anyway, a state level bankers committee meeting, SLBC, in each of the state level bankers committee, they decide what should be the flow of credit to the rural enterprises.
Okay. Excellent, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So,
Hello, sir.
yes, please.
Yeah, please go. Session will go.
Yeah. Is the scope of NABARD only restricted to the rural areas, or because of the shrinkage of the villages, many of the villages are now becoming small towns and cities? Is it restricted?
So, sir, can I? Can I answer?
Yeah, please go on, sir.
Yeah. So basically, NABARD does not directly fund to the. It funds only. It's an offshoot of Reserve Bank of India. It's an apex bank. So it gives refinance to banks, whichever rural lending they do, agriculture or rural lending, including enterprises. The second is to the government for infrastructure building, state governments, particularly state governments. Okay, very rare case. No, if they have to send it to they have to fund it to the central government, then it has to be through SPV, because no bank can directly lend to this thing except the RBI. Okay, that is again. So it is not. NABARD does not directly fund to the rural areas, only through banks or through the government.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, please go on. Yeah. Somebody else had a question?
Sir, good morning, sir.
good morning.
Yeah. Please go on, Padmanabhan.
Yeah, Batmaraj here,
Yeah.
Triple E 92. Thank you, sir. Nice session. I have one question, might not be fully relevant to this session. Since you worked in NABARD and many government channels, and also in budgeting and all, you are consulted like this. My point is very simple, sir. It's not politics. Whether it's a state government or central government or any other states, what they do is it is they by getting votes, they are giving more freebies. Is it in my view? It is in our view. It is not good. Many educated people understand, but definitely there will be many IAS and many people will be there. They are more educated. Still, in a competition way, they give lot of freebies. What do you say? What do you feel about it? Whether it is really good and it is for the development, that is point one. Instead of spending for freebies, why not they do some good development approach in terms of employment creation or industrial some kind of revolution, something like that. Can you share whatever your thought on this? Thank you, sir.
It's a very ticklish question, but I'll try to answer what as far as my now this thing. Okay. So basically, a freebie or a need-based assistance. Okay. How do you call even this a freebie or a need-based assistance? Okay. First thing is you should be targeted. You should not be broadcast. Okay. So now by taking a freebie, like say 1,000 rupees per to this thing, it gives lot of financial strain to any government. 12,000 crores a year. It is not easy money, especially when the fiscal norms, FRBM is already touched 25%, etc. Okay, that is not only you, but you will be passing on the same thing to the next government also, whichever government comes. Okay, so only thing is, unless it is absolutely essential and critical. So there are two things: whether it is for getting votes, electoral gains, or it is for absolute need-based intervention for the welfare. These are the two things, that has to be considered. Of course, it is left to the, bureaucrats. Many of the bureaucrats give this thing. Many of the finance ministers. Why bureaucrats? Even finance ministers and finance secretaries are very, very, sort of constrained. They do not accept such freebies in a big way because they have to fund it. They have to fund it. But as I said, even if it's anything is there, it should be need-based. It should be targeted. It should not be broadcast. Okay.
Yes.
So that minimum need-based, government spending is there, and it is not a electoral, not for electoral. That is that.
Excellent, sir. That's the right word, sir. Need-based support.
Targeted.
Targeted. A person who doesn't have any access to for education or health, supporting is always there to bring them to the mainstream.
I come from a village. My village, people with cars and big bungalows, they say, I have not got my 1,000 rupees. They think it is their sort of eligibility. We can get a certificate from the village officer. This is my income kind of thing. That's the way. Anyway, thank you, Ramanathan ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Really understood, sir. Your answer, it's great. But why it is not getting followed, sir? Everybody understand, but it is not getting followed. Even sometimes, whenever the election comes, my worry is, okay, this state they are announcing like this. Now in another state they announce more than this. Then the central government also for electoral gain, they also do something. And to compensate, not to compensate, to overcome, somebody else is announcing something. Really, sometimes I feel, just an example, எங்க வீட்டுக்கு ஒருத்தன் வந்துட்டு வேலை செய்யறதுக்கு வர்றான். He is a Nepali guy. That guy is telling, sir, I have a ration card, I am getting 1,000 rupees, and like this. I told, I am here for so many years, even I don't have ration card. இது வந்துட்டு இப்ப எனக்கு வந்துட்டு தலைக்குனிவா இல்ல, ஐ மீன் ரேஷன் கார்டு இல்லாம இருக்கிறது. Sometimes I feel.
Sir, can I answer? Can I respond?
Please, sir.
No, see, I am a social scientist. I always believe community-based responsibility is also there. When you are expecting something from the government, we also should be responsible towards the government. So when there is a government is giving 2,000 rupees of support, when I am not, say I am in the second floor, when I am not affected, why should I go and stand in the queue? I should say it is not. Immediately people will say, if you don't take, somebody will take. That is not my problem. So when government is giving over, if you are really affected, that civic responsibility we should have. When community is doing this kind of thing, there is a lot of loopholes are also happening. So there are both sides we have to look at over. That's the right side, looking at the need of the people who are underprivileged, marginalized, who are not getting exposed. Other side, I have this thing, but even though I am eligible, I will not take it. So there is both sides, they have to clap the hand. Then only a noise will come. Otherwise, there is always blaming each other. That's not the right way of looking into a development sector. That's what I feel, right?
So, to add to Mr. Mariselvam, sir, a group of doctors in Maharashtra, they said we will not take reservation. Just about a week back, we will not take reservation for our children, though we are eligible, because they have formed an association, about 500 doctors. Exactly. It came in the papers.
That's a very good model. That's how it has to be.
So
voluntarily.
So that's what I'm saying. Ethics, last point, no ethics. Need-based, not greed-based.
Yeah, right.
So even that goes well with the community also, not only for entrepreneurs or corporates, even with the community people. See, yes, if they take it, a poor pensioner like me, I am already paying 35%, I have to pay 40%. That is the tax slab, no? That is the, I mean, someone has to pay himself, including himself. It will come back in the names of increase the GST. So community should realize that. That is a.
Thank you, sir. Thanks to all.
Thank you, Ramnath. So,
Ravina, you can ask your question if you have. Ravi?
I think there are some connectivity problems also.
Yeah. Go to the next person. Somebody else has a question, please ask. Niyata, would you like to ask a question, Niyata? Or would you like to share your experience to Mr. Dr. Jinnah?
Gopi, I'm audible?
Yeah, audible.
Sir, good morning, sir. I'm Ravi from Madurai, sir. 82 mechanical, sir. Sir, நாங்க கம்யூனிட்டி வைஸ்ல நிறைய பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் சார். இங்க மதுரையில வந்து ஒன்லி ஒன் ரிவர் ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் மதுரை அண்ட் எண்ட் இன் மதுரை வந்து சாத்தியார் டேம் சார். இது வந்து லாஸ்ட் 13 இயர்ஸா வந்து ட்ரையா இருந்து இப்ப நாங்க வந்து பண்ணி ஒரு 10 டேங்க்ஸ் வந்து வாட்டர் இதாகி ஃபார்மர்ஸா இரிகேட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க சார். பட் வந்து அதை இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டீப்பன் பண்ணி அந்த சேனல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இது பண்றதுக்கு ஹவு டு அப்ரோச், ஹூம் டு அப்ரோச்ங்கிறது எங்களுக்கு வந்து கைட் பண்ணுங்க சார். அது ஒண்ணு சார். அப்புறம் திருச்சுலி வந்து சார் சொன்னீங்க, அதே இது வந்து நாங்க ஆல்சோ அது எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் சார். பட் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் அந்த டேட்டாஸை வெளியே விட மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க சார். விட்டா அது ஒரு அலார்மிங்கா இருக்கிறவங்கனால அதை விட மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. அந்த இதுலயும் நீங்க வந்து கைட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா நாங்களும் வந்து அதுல வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணி பண்றதுக்கு ரெடியா இருக்கோம் சார். வி ஃப்ரம் மதுரை, நாங்க வந்து மதுரைக்காக செய்யறதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய டீம் எங்களோட இருக்கு சார். அந்த டீம்ல வந்து நாங்க செய்யறதுக்கு ரெடியா இருக்கோம். ஜஸ்ட் இது வந்து
ரைட் சார். அந்த அட்வொகேட் குருசாமி எல்லாம் இருக்காங்க அந்த வைகை.
சரி சார்.
ஆமா
குருசாமி சார் நல்லா தெரியும் சார். குருசாமி சார்லாம்
சொல்றேன். அவர் இப்போ ஒரு மீட்டிங் நடந்தது ஹோட்டல் மெட்ரோபோல்ல. ஓகே
ஆமா சார், அதுல அட்டன் பண்ணேன் சார் நானு.
பண்ணீங்களா? நம்ம பார்த்திருக்கோம். சரி, we will take it forward. நிறைய ஃபண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு.
அன்னைக்கு உங்களை பார்த்தேன் சார். அன்னைக்கு பார்த்தேன் சார். இந்த இதெல்லாம் கேட்டேன் சார். அதுக்கப்புறம் அது ப்ரொசீட் ஆகல சார். அது ஒரு இதான சிச்சுவேஷன் சார் அது. So we want government side support as well as NGO like DAN or Exnora support on this.
ஓகே சார், அது பார்த்துருவோம் சார், அது பார்க்கலாம் சார். we will நான் தேர்ட் வருவேன் சார், மதுரைக்கு வரும்போது நான் பார்க்கலாம் சார். ஓகே
சரி சார், நீங்க மதுரைக்கு வரும்போது சொல்லுங்க சார். நாங்களும் அந்த கோர் கமிட்டியில இருக்கோம் சார்.
ஓகே.
அது போக ரிகார்டிங் இந்த சாலிட் வேஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்ல வந்து நாங்க சுரேஷ் சார்லாம் கொஞ்சம் டெவலப் பண்ணலாம்னு நினைக்கிறோம் சார். அதுல வந்து அந்த சோசியல் என்டர்பிரனர்னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் கொண்டு வந்து சாலிட் வேஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டை வந்து கொஞ்சம் அவங்க இது பண்ணா அது வந்து கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு ஒரு பர்டன் இல்லாம இருக்கும், சோசியல் என்டர்பிரனருக்கு ஒரு இன்கம் இருக்கும் சார். அதுலயும் சாரோட அட்வைஸ் வேணும் சார்.
ஓகே சார், அது பண்ணலாம் சார், பண்ணலாம் சார். நேர்ல பார்ப்போம் சார். சார்
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ
சார்.
Yeah, please go on. Haripriya, you have any questions? Haripriya or Niyata, would you like to add a few words?
No. Sir.
Yeah, I just want to share something. Thank you so much. It was a very nice session. For me, happiness is nothing but the life satisfaction. So like, how about NABARD bringing this kind of life satisfaction to the entrepreneurs? What are all the steps that NABARD is taking? Thank you.
Thank you. See, we have, we are assisting, entrepreneurship development to three pathways. One is the Rural Self-Employment Training Institute in the government, along with other banks. Okay. Now in Karaikudi, we have established a Rural Self-Employment Training Institute in Karaikudi. We have given our share capital for that. That's number one. So such institutions, grant fund, we are giving them for running these institutions. That is number one. Number two is we are also giving skill development programs, livelihood development program to small NGOs and entrepreneurs institutes for livelihood development and entrepreneurship development. Okay, and we go to the extent of even for EDP programs, including settlement rate. At least they should have a settlement rate of at least 50%. That is the kind of a thing. So for entrepreneur development programs, skill development programs, livelihood development programs, NABARD is giving grant from its rural non-farm sector fund, grant fund, which is a grant, which is taken from our own reserves, our profit. Okay, there's a huge fund which is available, so that can be tapped. Okay, we have the district development managers, and we have in Bombay. Bombay is our corporate office. Here in Chennai, each state they got a regional office. They can be contacted. In many of the districts, we have a district development managers, DDMs. Okay, so what I can do, I will circulate, the list of people with Gopiji, Mr. Gopi. Okay, that is one. One I can take it. I can take it forward. We can sit together. How can AABN? Maybe AABN and I will introduce to Mr. Next time. When I come to Chennai, we will meet the Chief General Manager of NABARD, Mr. Anand, who has gone to Bombay. To shift his family. He is another agriculture engineer from TNAU. From 87 batch. Okay, he's the son of the soil in this and Tamil. So we will meet him. We'll take it forward how this funds can be utilized in association with the AABN. That is one way we can take. Second is, second thing is, as Ms. Vishnathan was saying, I will also next time meeting. We can have a meeting with our CM Secretary 1 and also SME Secretary and Industry Secretary on the not only big mega parks, small pathways, small kind of help assistance for industrial plots or whatever it is, some kind of a thing, we can think of that as a matter of policy, which they will very much welcome. Will very much welcome. Okay, which will very much welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
That
Thank
will
you.
go.
That's
Third thing is, I thought AABN, no? AABN also can call for a CSR workshop of most of the banks and some of the large organizations. That also I can facilitate. These are the three things, no, which I can offer right upfront. Okay. I
What
can
we discussed that day, right,
Thank
sir?
you. CS for like that's a very great idea.
Yeah.
That's nice. I think we can think of take that forward.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
good
yeah.
good morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just texted, put it in the chat box that I'm very new to all this because I've been out of the country for a long time, but I do plan to return very soon. As a family, we have some, in the rural areas, we have some small, it's not not large pieces of land, but in different areas, we have some investments. If you put the family resources together, and my husband and I, we have been talking about, projects which can integrate, different, or the strengths that we have as a family. Like one of the things we are looking at is elderly care in rural areas. Then second one is the circular economy concepts, and also vocational training and skill development. So these are three things we would like to integrate and work on. And at the moment, like, I am pretty clueless. So when I return to India finally, then I think as a family we can sit and see what we can do to do this. But I would be really interested in seeing what are the opportunities available in that, in the areas I just mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Niyataji. So thank you. I think it's a good, what I can do is, see, from I can connect with you in all the three areas which you are mentioning. Okay. Seeing is believing. We'll connect with them. You see for yourself. This is what we are interested in. This is the way we can go forward. Convince yourself. Okay. So on all the three areas which you have this thing, whichever suits you, whichever you think, it impresses you both, which will give you happiness, both professionally and, as an entrepreneur, as an investor, I think that you can choose. So that we can,
Thank you.
You can go around, see for yourself. These are the things. See, for an entrepreneur, I studied in pre-university class from Simpson Group. The first this thing, when the writing on the wall was, entrepreneurship is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's
I'll connect with you offline so we can see how we can go together. Thank you.
Mr. Anandam.
வணக்கம் வாழ்த்துக்கள் சார். Sir, kindly study the problems connected with Kalakuruchi, what is that, Kalvarayan Hill area, not connected with us from 1976 only. It is connected, and more than 65 people died, and more than 12 people eyes are out. Still hundreds of people are there in the various hospitals. So why not Naboard study that, and then we also can join together and do something there. So that way, that is one point which I would request on this forum. Number one. Number two, I would request him, sir, to study the working of the farmer producer organizations. I have been working with that for the past 15 years, and I am not happy with what the government or the Naboard or other people are doing in those areas. Just we project so much of activity, so much companies, but we have to modify a lot. A registrar of companies, if you go there, maybe 1 or 2 persons may be really good without protocol we can approach, but there is nothing like that. And apart from that, they treat the big people, small people also in the same way. So what happens now? They every time now you register the number of members gone out or come in, or so many reports we have to send in. For that, so many amount of rupees pay as fees. All those things are all what to say, degrading the activities of the FPO. In fact, I was also one of the director of Tamil Nadu Manavari Farmers Producer Company like that. And today we are in closure mode. That is what is happening. So kindly study the farmer producer organizations and the registration formalities and other things, and really help. See, we do not want any subsidies also, but no interest. Okay, we will pay at any time, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But like that, we should have a real helping hand. That's what I would like to mention here. Thank you. Thank you.
நீங்க கரூர்ல இருந்து வரீங்களா? கரூர்லயா?
ஆமா சார், கரூர் தான்.
ஓகே ஓகே. ஸோ நீங்க இப்போ சொல்றது புரிஞ்சுது சார். நம்ம வந்து நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இது சோஷியல் இது பார்த்துக்கலாம். இந்த செகண்ட் இது டைரக்ட்லி லிங்க்டு. ஓகே, நான் அந்த இது கரூர் மாணவர் அசோசியேஷன் அந்த சார்ட்ட என்னோட நம்பர் இருக்கு. அதில் ஒரு மெசேஜ் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா நானும் கேட்டு பார்த்து நம்ம டிடி மூலமா இது பண்ணிட்டு என்ன மாதிரி பண்ணலான்னு பார்க்கலாம். நிறைய கிராண்ட் ஃபண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. we will see the basic thing is as organization you should be facilitated. FPO இல்லையா, இட்ஸ் farmers collective இல்லைங்களா, farmers collective. இது என்ன பண்ண பார்க்கலாம் சார், இண்டிவிஜுவல் லெவல்ல பார்த்தோம். ஓகே.
To add on
Sir,
to this,
I-
NAFED is doing a great job with the FPOs.
Sorry.
I know NAFED.
Yeah.
NAFED is doing a good job with the FPOs.
Yes, Mr. Balakrishnan, please go on.
சார் வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம் சார்.
நான் வந்து வேஸ்ட் பிளாஸ்டிக் அண்ட் ட்ரை வேஸ்ட் டோட்டலி வேஸ்ட் பிளாஸ்டிக், கிளாத்து, பேகு, செப்பல் இதுகள்லாம் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி சிமெண்ட் பிளான்ட்டுக்கு டிஸ்போசலுக்கு அனுப்பிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். இப்போ அட் பர்சன்ட் ஒரு 5 இயர்ஸா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஒன்லி ஆன் EPR. பட் சார் சென்னையில திருமுடிவாக்கத்துல இருக்கேன். பட் என்னுடைய எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்ல விழுப்புரம் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல 600 ஸ்மால் வில்லேஜ் பஞ்சாயத்து இருக்கு. அவங்க எல்லாம் வந்து ஃபண்ட் இல்லாம அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் வேஸ்ட், துணி இதெல்லாம் ஃபயர் பண்றாங்க, எரிக்கிறாங்க. ஓப்பனா அவங்களே ஒத்துக்கிட்டாங்க, நான் எரிக்கதான் செய்யறேன். இந்த இடத்துல நபார்டு வந்து ஒரு சென்ட்ரலைஸ்டு கலெக்ஷன் சென்டர் வைக்கிறதா இருந்தால் நபார்டுல இருந்து ஏதாவது ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவீங்களா அப்படின்னா நான் அந்த அடிஷனல் கலெக்டர் உங்ககிட்ட அப்ரோச் பண்ண சொல்றேன். அப்படி வாய்ப்பு இருந்தால் இருக்கா? சிஎஸ்ஆர் ஃபண்டு அல்லது ஏதாவது லோன் ஃபண்டு அந்த மாதிரி ஃபெசிலிட்டி இருக்கா?
விழுப்புரம் தானே? விழுப்புரம்.
ஆமா.
விழுப்புரம்ல எந்தெந்த வில்லேஜ் சொல்லுங்க. நான் சார்ட்டு சொல்றேன், என்னோட நம்பர் கொடுக்குறேன். அங்க டிடிஎம் சொல்லி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் மேனேஜர்,
டிஆர்டிஓ
டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் மேனேஜர் சொல்லிட்டு
டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் ரூரல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆபீசர், ஒரு ஐஏஎஸ் ஆபீசர், நடிகர் சின்னி ஜெயந்தருடைய பையன். நான் ஒரு 3 நாளைக்கு முன்னாடி அவங்க என்னை கூப்பிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. விழுப்புரம் மொண்டியம்பாக்கம் மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ்ல ஒரு ஃபயர் ஆகி ஒரு 1500 கியூபிக் மீட்டருக்கு பிளாஸ்டிக், குப்பை எல்லாம் இருக்கு. அதை டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ணி என்கிட்ட கூப்பிட்டு நான் போய் இன்டர்வியூல உட்கார்ந்ததை வச்சு ஒரு நல்ல நேர்மையான ஒரு அதிகாரி இருக்கிறாரு, சம்திங் யங் மேன், அவரு கொஞ்சம் விரும்புறாரு நல்லது பண்ணி. ஸோ அங்க உள்ள சிச்சுவேஷனை பார்த்துட்டு தான் நானே வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணது. ஏர்போர்ட் அத்தாரிட்டி, இந்தியன் ஆயில் கார்பரேஷன், இந்த மாதிரி இடங்கள்ல சிஎஸ்ஆர் ஃபண்ட் இருக்கும். 2 crore இருந்து ஒரு சென்ட்ரலைஸ்டு பண்ணுனா இந்த 600 வில்லேஜையும் கவர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஒர்க் பண்ணி கொடுக்கறது நான் பண்ணித்தாரேன், எனக்கு வந்து ஃபீஸும் எதுவும் வேண்டாம், சார்ஜஸே வேண்டாம் சொல்லி இது பண்ணேன். ஸோ அதனால அந்த விழுப்புரம் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல நபார்டுனால ஒரு 2 crore to 2.5 crore வரும் ஒரு சென்ட்ரலைஸ்டு மெஷினரி, ஒன்லி மெஷின் தான். அது வாங்கி நீங்க பண்ண முடியுமா? அதுக்கு சிஎஸ்ஆர் ஃபண்ட் இருக்கா, இல்ல லோன் மாதிரி நபார்டுல இருக்கா அப்படின்னா நான் வரல, நான் அப்ரோச் பண்ண முடியாது. அந்த கலெக்டரை கூட நான் உங்ககிட்ட அப்ரோச் பண்ண சொல்றேன்.
நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன், இதை மாத்திரம் ஒரு டெக்ஸ்ட் பண்ணுங்க. இந்த வில்லேஜஸ்ல இந்த மாதிரி இது பண்ணு சொல்லிட்டேன். என்னோட நம்பரை கொடுக்குறேன்.
பாலகிருஷ்ணன் சார், நீங்க சொல்லுங்க.
கொடுப்பாரு. ஆமா பாபு சார் கொடுப்பாரு. நான் அதுல இது பண்ணீங்கன்னா நான் டிடிஎம் சொல்லி district collector and ways they have a very good equation with the district collector and அது ஒண்ணு பிரச்சனை இல்லை. we will identify. ஏன்னா பண்ணிட்டு நம்ம அதே மாதிரி ஒரு அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணி கொடுக்கலாம். நபார்டுடைய சப்சிடிஸ் இருக்கு, அதனுடைய சிஎஸ்ஆர் வாங்கிக்கலாம். மத்த வந்து நம்ம அதான உங்களுக்கு நம்ம வந்து இது பண்ணணும், சிஎஸ்ஆர் பிளஸ் கிராண்ட் ஃபண்ட் அதை வச்சு நம்ம பண்ணணும்.
ஆமா ஆமா
இல்லைங்களா? பண்ணிடலாம்.
ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ.
ஐயா வணக்கம். ஐயா வணக்கம். நான் சதானந்தம் மறுபடியும் மன்னிக்கணும். இந்த கழிவுகள் பத்தி கிட்டத்தட்ட 40 வருஷமா நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணி நொந்து போயிருக்கேன். அவர் நிர்மல்குமார் ஆரம்பிச்சதுல இருந்து தொடர்ந்து வி ஹவ் பீன் டூயிங் இட். இப்ப நம்ம நண்பர் வந்து இந்த பிளாஸ்டிக்ல இருந்து பைரோ ஆயில்னு தயார் பண்றாரு. அதை வந்து டெவலப் பண்ணலான்னு சொல்லிட்டு கரூர்ல எங்களால ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண முடியல. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? நீங்க வந்து அந்த லெவல்ல அந்த என்னமோ அந்த இதுக்குன்னே ஒண்ணு இருக்குங்களே, அந்த லெவல்ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சாதான் முடியும். அது மட்டும் இல்ல, இந்த சேச்சுரேஷன் சொல்லி இந்த 5 ரூபாய்க்கும் 2 ரூபாய்க்கும் வந்து இது ஷாம்பு கொண்டு என்னென்னமோ போடுறாங்களே, அதெல்லாம் முதல்ல நிறுத்தணும். அப்பதான் வந்து நம்மளால ஏதாவது பண்ண முடியும். எல்லாம் வந்து சாக்கடையில போய் அடைச்சிக்குது, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு. இது எல்லாத்தையும் கனெக்ட் பண்ணி ஒரே ஒரு கண்டெய்னர், ஒரு 12 அடிக்கு 12 அடிக்குள்ள ஒரு சின்ன மிஷின் வச்சுட்டு அதுல ஆயில் தயார் பண்ணி வேலையை முடிச்சிடுற மாதிரி பண்ண முடியும். அதை அப்ரூவ் பண்ணாவே போதுங்க. அப்ரூவ் பண்றதுக்கே அந்த வந்து பொல்யூஷன் கண்ட்ரோல் போர்டுன்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்குது. அவர்கிட்ட நானே 2 தடவை போய் அப்ரோச் பண்ணேன். ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியலைங்க. அவ்வளவுதான், அதான் நிலைமை. அந்த நண்பரை வந்து அதை வேற யாருக்கும் நான் வித்துட்டேன், நான் என்ன சார் பண்றதுன்னு ரொம்ப புலம்புறாரு. இஸ் ஃப்ரம் பல்லப்பட்டி. ஸோ அதனால அந்த டாப் லெவல்ல சில நேரங்கள்ல உங்களை மாதிரி நல்ல அதிகாரிகள் இருப்பாங்க, சில நேரங்கள்ல வேற மாதிரி இருக்கிறாங்க. கேட்டா அவங்களுக்கு என்னமோ ரூல்ஸ் ரெகுலேஷன் அது மாதிரி தான் சொல்றாங்க. we have to suffer in this land. அதுதான் நடந்துட்டு இருக்குது. நன்றி.
அதான் சார் சொல்றது கரெக்டு. ஓகே, நான் அதான் சொல்ல சார், நம்ம நீட் பேஸ்டா என்ன பண்ணணுமோ ஸ்டடி பண்ணி பண்ணணும் இல்லைங்களா? நீங்க சொல்றது கரெக்டு. பிளாஸ்டிக் வேஸ்ட் தான் இப்போ இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு பி பிகர் கில்லர் இன் தி இயர்ஸ் டு கம்.
சார், அந்த pyrolysis is a failure unit in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Why? Because it is not a proper design. That's what. My 10 years experience in plastic waste management.
Okay, thank you.
சார் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் சார், நீங்க வீரபத்ரன் கூட அந்த டிராஃப்ட் எழுதிட்டு சார் சாருக்கு அனுப்பிடலாம் சார். சாருக்கு அனுப்பிட்டாங்கன்னா அங்க பார்த்துட்டு சஜஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க.
பார்த்து நம்ம இது பண்ணிடலாம் சார். ஓகே,
பண்ணிடலாம் சார். யா ஷூர்.
So any other Gopi sir?
Yes sir. Sir, yes sir. I think உங்களுக்கு லேட்டா sir இப்போ.
இல்ல ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, நான் வைஃப் வந்தாங்க இந்த வரணும். nothing. So if there are any questions, but 2-3 takeaways.
Yes sir.
To meet with the government, our Vishwas,
okay.
AABN and the plus, and AABN plus NABARD tie-up. Okay.
Yes sir.
The issues on FPOs, plastic ban எல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு. How to deal with the help of NABARD and other institutions and CSR fund. These are the 3 takeaways. Nidya madam சொன்னாங்க, அவங்க they want to have a, when she come back to India, she wants some, so we will be in touch with her. We will arrange for some exposure visit so that she can decide on her own. Okay. What
Sure sir. Sure sir. So thank you.
Anyway, thank you for the opportunity once again.
Sir, only one minute sir. Last time meet பண்ணும்போது சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தீங்க ஒரு எக்ஸ்போஷன் விசிட் ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு. நீங்க சொன்னது ஞாபகம் வருது. AABN can be a platform for many of this entrepreneurs or farmers or panchayat leaders who are looking for some kind of opening. Arranging for an exposure visit na enga sir inga recommend பண்ணுவீங்க? Which one do you recommend?
Sir, now when sir now sir யார் கேக்குறது எனக்கு just
சுரேஷ் கேக்குறாங்க.
சுரேஷ் கேக்குறாங்க சார்.
Suresh, we will discuss it out. Depends on the purpose.
Right.
What is the outcome what is that, seeing is believing. What is the outcome? If it's going to be tank irrigation, we should see 3 things. Andhra model, Telangana model.
Okay.
We will see Dan Foundation model. We will see some other Pani Panchayat model. மூணுமே பார்க்கலாம்.
Right.
We can have a collective. So what is the plastic waste management? Then 1, 2, 3. Okay. We will take 2-3 things together. And some இந்த exposure grant fund இருக்கு. அதெல்லாம் போட்டு வந்துடலாம். அதே மாதிரி பண்ணலாம். ஓகே,
நல்லது சார். தேங்க்யூ
சார்.
சார்.
1 minute சார். சுரேஷ் சார், நீங்க மதுரை வந்தீங்கன்னா மதுரையில அந்த மாடல்லாம் பார்க்கலாம் சார். நாங்க ஒத்த கடையில பார்த்திருக்கோம். அது ஆக்சுவலா அன்னைக்கு வந்து
ஆமா,
அந்த ஸ்ரீவித்யா மேடம்லாம் பார்த்திருக்காங்க
நீங்க
சார்.
சொன்னீங்க, ஆமா சொன்னீங்க. நான் வரேன் சார். நான் வரேன்.
வந்து இப்ப இந்த சாத்தியார் டேமையும் பார்க்கலாம். சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி தான் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஆபீஸ் மதுரையில தான் இருக்கு. யூ ஆர் மோஸ்ட் வெல்கம் எனி டைம் சார்.
நானும் ஒரு ட்ரஸ்டி, நான் தான் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஒரு ட்ரஸ்டியா இருக்கேன்.
ஏன்னா நாங்க சுனாமி டயத்துல வாசி சார் கூட ஒர்க் பண்ணோம்ல, ஃபுல்லா அவங்க தான் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணாங்க. இன்ஃபேக்ட் வேற ஒன் ஹேட் கம்யூனிட்டி ரேடியோ நாகப்பட்டினம், அவங்க ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப் பண்ணாங்க தான் ஃபவுண்டேஷன்.
He was my senior in agriculture college. I am batchmate.
Oh, batchmate. Yeah, I know.
Okay sir. Okay sir.
Thank you sir.
You are most welcome to Madurai at any time sir.
சுரேஷ் சார், இது
நான் மதுரை ஒத்தக்கடையில தான் படிச்சேன் சார். ஒத்தக்கடை அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் காலேஜ் தான் படிச்சேன், வளர்மை கல்லூரி.
அந்த ஒத்தக்கடை பஞ்சாயத்துல தான் சார் இப்ப வந்து நம்ம இது பண்ணி டெவலப் பண்ணி ஒரு மாடல் ஃபார் என்டையர் தமிழ்நாடு எல்லாரும் வந்து விசிட் பண்ணிட்டு போறாங்க. பட் அதை வந்து அடுத்த லெவல் கொண்டு போக முடியல சார். ஆக்சுவலா வந்து
10 நாளைக்கு முந்தி அந்த முத்தமிழ் விழா இருக்கு இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார்.
முத்தமிழ் விழா 50வது வருஷத்துல 30வது விழா. I was the chief guest. I was the honor of being the chief guest. அந்த முத்தமிழ் விழா இனாகிரேட் பண்ணி தான் வந்தேன். ஓகே, பாப்போம்.
வெல்கம் சார். தேங்க்யூ சார்.
மலையாளத்தான் பட்டி இப்ப அங்க மெட்ரோ வரப்போகுது. உங்க லேண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஒரு மலை எங்கேயோ போக போகுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்
சார். இப்ப ஒத்தக்கடை வந்து கார்பரேஷன் லிமிட்டுக்குள்ள போகுது சார்.
அது மாத்திரம் இல்ல, மெட்ரோ வந்து அங்கதான் ஆரம்பிக்க போகுது. மெட்ரோ ஸ்டேஷன்
சார் ஒத்தக்கடையில ஆரம்பிக்குது, மேலூர் வரைக்கும் அங்க எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க. இங்கிட்டு திருமங்கலம் சார்.
ரைட் சார்.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். So Gopiji, thank you.
Yes sir. Sir, thank you very much for your time sir. First of all,
thank you.
நான் திருச்சியில வந்து பார்க்கறேன்.
வாங்க சார். And we will meet in Chennai. We will take it forward.
Sure sir. We'll take it forward sir.
You must also join us. Some of us, all of you, thank you for the opportunity. And thank you very much, such valuable time. I'm really thankful to you. Thank you. I hope it will be of some use to you. Thank you.
Definitely sir. Lot of takeaways sir.
Thank you. Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.